everyone. So you're ready to step up your home recording game. Sweet. We're diving into some seriously cool upgrades that won't break the bank today. Music Radar dropped this awesome list of 12 things you can do, and get this, some of them aren't even gear.
Right. Like you said, step UP your game. Sometimes it's about the little things that make a big difference.
Totally. We're talking about things like saving your wrists from all that editing and making your space more, inspiring.
It's crazy how easy it is to get stuck in a rut just because the space isn't working for you.
Exactly. So first up, Music Radar says get your studio monitors off your desk onto stands like the Onstage SMS 6000s. Why is this such a big deal?
Sound. Think about it. When they're just sitting there, all the vibes are going right into the desk, back into the speakers. It's muddled, especially at the low end.
So it's like isolating them cleans things up.
Way up. Plus you get control over where they're pointed, at your ears, angled in a bit.
Makes sense. Next one. I gotta admit, I was skeptical. Trackball mouse. Specifically the Logitech M570 wireless. They say it's better for your wrist. My wrist has been killing me lately with editing, so maybe there's something to this.
Oh yeah, huge fan of trackball mice. Takes a minute to get used to them, but then you're golden.
So it's more precise.
Way more. And comfortable. You're not moving your whole arm, just your thumb on that little ball.
And if your desk is tiny, the mouse stays put, right?
Exactly. Perfect for small spaces.
All right, shout out to the multi-instrumentalists. Music Radar recommends a desktop mixer. The Mackie Mix 8 is what they suggest. All about saving you the hassle of constantly swapping cables between instruments.
Oh man, a lifesaver if you're using a lot of different sources. Keeps everything connected. You control the levels, the routing.
Like a little command center.
Totally. Especially great for synth players who might have a whole bunch of keyboards.
I bet. Okay, speaking of making things easier, a gas-sprung monitor arm. I always thought they looked cool, but never thought about why I'd need one.
ThinkSpace. Lifts your monitor up, out of the way, more room for everything else.
Keyboard, mouse, all that.
Yep. And it's ergonomic. You adjust the height, the angle, so you're not hunched over all day.
No more neck pain.
Yeah.
And no more cable mess under the desk.
Exactly. Clean setup, happy musician.
So Music Radar is all about comfort, because next they say a desk riser.
For posture, right? Totally. Sitting all day, it's killer. This way you can switch between sitting and standing.
It's like a standing desk, but way cheaper.
Right. And you could even get one with a separate keyboard shelf to really dial it in.
Smart. Okay, this next one, I think we've all been there, storage. Never enough, right? Music Radar says, portable SSD. They like the Samsung T7. I know the Touch one even has fingerprint security.
P7 is awesome. Small, fast, reliable, speed's the game changer, especially for big sample libraries, high-res recordings.
So you can work right off the drive.
Stream right from it, no lag. Plus, backups you never know when your hard drive's going to give out.
True that. Okay, this one surprised me. LED strip lights for the studio.
It's about the vibe, setting the mood.
You know what? I do work better in a well-lit space. Maybe it's psychological, but it works.
It's inspiring, inviting, makes you actually want to be in there making music.
All right, guitarists, this one's for you. Wall hangers. Because we all know how much space those guitars take up.
Best solution. Safe, organized, off the floor. More room for other gear, less clutter, more pro look.
And it looks cool too, right? Like a wall of rock and roll history.
Totally. Okay, let's talk headphones. Music Radar's big on getting dedicated studio headphones.
Why is that so important?
Accuracy. You got to hear everything when you're mixing. Everyday headphones might sound great for casual listening, but they might not be giving you all the details you need for mixing. Studio headphones are all about clarity. Music Radar recommends the Beyerdynamic DT770s.
So it's like the right tool for the job.
Exactly. You wouldn't use a hammer to screw in a screw, would you?
Haha, good point. Okay, next up. Something I bet a lot of us don't think about enough. Power management. Music Radar suggests a power strip tower. Makes sense with all the gear we've got.
It's not just about outlets, it's protection. Surge protection keeps your stuff safe.
Right, because those surges can fry your equipment.
Exactly. Plus, organization keeps those cables tidy. No more tangled mess under the desk.
Always a good thing.
Nope.
Okay, this one surprised me. Ditch the studio chair, get an office stool.
I know, right? Sounds weird, but it's better for a lot of musicians, especially guitarists.
I'm guessing no armrests getting in the way when you're playing?
You got it. More freedom to move, better posture, because you're not slouching.
Makes you think differently about what you're sitting on.
You can even find ergonomic ones with good back support, so you're comfy too.
All right, last but not least, acoustic treatment. I always thought that was like expensive, complicated stuff. But Music Radar says even a few foam panels can make a difference.
They're right. It's not just for pro studios. Anyone can benefit. Even a few panels, strategically placed, you'll hear the improvement.
So how do they work exactly?
They soak up those sound reflections. When sound bounces around your room, it causes all sorts of problems, echoes, standing waves.
Making your recording sound muddy.
Yeah, unprofessional. Acoustic panels tame those reflections. You get a cleaner sound, a more accurate listening environment.
So you don't need to go full-on foam room.
Nope. Just a few key spots can make a world of difference. Think of it like fine-tuning the sound of your space.
Wow, this is a lot to take in. I'm already feeling inspired.
It's all about those little tweaks, right? Making your studio work for you, not against you.
Absolutely. Where should we go from here?
Yeah, let's dig in a bit deeper into some of these ideas.
Yeah, let's unpack this a bit more. We talked about getting those studio monitors onto stands, but you mentioned positioning them correctly.
Right, that sweet spot, remember?
Mm.
That's where the magic happens. It's creating the perfect listening triangle with your head at one point, monitors at the other two.
You mean like an equilateral triangle?
Bingo. That way, the sound from each speaker hits your ears at the same time, same intensity. Balanced stereo image, crystal clear sound, the most accurate mix.
Okay, I get why those stands matter now. It's not just lifting them up, it's about control over the sound. Okay, that trackball mouse again, I'm intrigued, but also kind of nervous to try something new.
I feel, yeah, change can be scary. Think about it though. How many hours a day are you on that mouse? Clicking, dragging, it's brutal on your wrist.
Yeah, it's true.
Trackball takes the strain off your wrist, puts it on your thumb way stronger. Plus, the control you get is insane. So much more precise than a regular mouse. You'll be surprised how fast you adapt.
You're making me want to order one right now. Okay, the Mackie Mix 8 desktop mixer. This seems like such a useful thing for anyone with multiple instruments or sound sources.
Oh, game changer, especially if you're into synths. Imagine all your keyboards hooked up, ready to go. You adjust levels, pan, even add some basic effects. Right there.
Like a mini studio HQ.
Totally. And if you're switching between instruments a lot, guitars, synth, vocals, whatever, no more crawling under the desk to change cables every time.
Yeah, that would be a dream. Okay, that gas sprung monitor arm. You said ergonomics, cable management, both super important.
It's about flexibility too, adapting your space.
Right.
Boom, swing the monitor out of the way when you need more desk space, or adjust the height, the angle for different tasks.
Makes sense. And yeah, no more cable jungle under there. Always a bonus.
Clean setup, clear mind.
I'm all about that. Okay, that desk riser. You said it's a good standing desk alternative, especially if you're on a budget.
I gotta say, I've been feeling pretty stiff lately from sitting too much.
It's a small change, but it can make a huge difference. You alternate between sitting and standing. It's better for your energy, your posture, your health overall.
And maybe even your creativity.
Sometimes all you need is a new perspective, to get those creative juices flowing.
True that. Okay, back to storage. The Samsung T7 portable SSD. You said it's great for backups, and for those huge audio files, the speed is incredible. You can stream those massive sample libraries right from the drive, no lag. It's like an extension of your computer, but faster and portable. Plus, backups are crucial. You never want to be in a situation where your hard drive crashes and you lose everything.
Been there, done that, not fun. Okay, something a little more fun now. Those LED strip lights. I was skeptical at first, but I'm warming up to the idea.
Think about it. Your studio is your creative space, right? Your escape, where you make music. Why not make it feel inspiring?
Yeah, I've always loved those pics of studios with cool lighting. It creates a vibe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Set the mood, create different zones, add some personality. And with RGB, you can change the colors to match your mood, the music you're working on.
Like a light show for your creativity.
Exactly. It's all about creating an environment that you feel good in.
Okay, you convinced me. LED lights are going on the list. Now, something for all the guitarists out there. Those wall hangers, I know I'm running out of floor space, so creative storage is key.
Wall hangers are a must for guitarists. Keep those instruments safe, organized, and off the floor. Especially important if you have people coming and going in your studio. Plus, it just looks cool, right?
Like a rock and roll museum.
And it's not just for guitars, basses, ukuleles, mandolins, anything you can hang, really.
True, true. Okay, those dedicated studio headphones for mixing, why are they so crucial?
Accuracy, accuracy, accuracy. You need to hear everything in your mix. Your everyday headphones might be great for casual listening, but for mixing, you need something that gives you the full picture.
So I shouldn't use my noise-canceling headphones for mixing.
Probably not. They're great for blocking out the world, but for mixing, you need to hear it all. even the subtle stuff that noise cancellation might mask.
Makes sense. Okay, power management, I'll admit, I haven't given much thought to power strips.
Power strip tower, it's one of those things you don't think about until you really need it, but when you do, you'll be so glad you have it. It's
Mm.
not just about having enough outlets, it's about protecting your gear.
Right, from those power surges.
Exactly. Power surges can damage your equipment, even destroy it. A power strip tower with surge protection acts as a buffer, keeps your stuff safe.
Okay, you've convinced me I need one of those. Now, that office stool, I'm still a little surprised by this one, but I'm open to it.
I know it sounds strange, but it can be so much better, especially if you play an instrument that requires a lot of upper body movement.
Yeah, makes sense for guitarists. No armrests in the way.
Exactly. More freedom to move, better posture because you're not slouching back. And it can actually make you a better musician. When you're sitting upright, engaged, you're more focused on your playing, less likely to develop bad habits.
Yeah, I'm starting to see the light. Okay, last one, acoustic treatment. I always thought it was expensive, complicated, but Music Radar says even a few basic foam panels can make a difference.
They're right. It's not just for pro studios. Any home studio can benefit. Even a few panels strategically placed, you'll hear the improvement.
So how do they work exactly?
They absorb sound reflections. When sound waves bounce around your room, they create problems, echoes,
Yeah.
standing waves, things that make your recording sound muddy, unprofessional.
Right, like the room is working against you.
Exactly. Acoustic panels help to control those reflections, create a cleaner, more accurate listening environment. You don't need to cover your entire room in foam. Just a few in key spots can make a huge difference.
So it's kind of like fine-tuning the sound of your space.
That's a great way to put it. It's about making your studio work for you, not against you.
Okay, this has been super insightful. So many good ideas. Where should we go from here?
I think the main thing is to remember, you don't need to spend a fortune to create a great sounding, inspiring home studio. Sometimes the smallest changes make the biggest difference. It's about finding the right tools and techniques for you.
That's such a great point. Okay, we've covered a lot today, but I want to leave our listeners with one final thought. It's kind of amazing, right? All these little tweaks that can level up your home studio.
It's all about working smarter, not harder, right? Making those little changes that make a big difference.
Totally. And it's not just about gear, it's about the space itself, making it functional, comfortable, inspiring.
Yeah, if you don't feel good in your studio, you're not going to make good music.
So true. So much good stuff here. Where would you suggest our listeners start if they're feeling a bit overwhelmed?
I'd say figure out what your needs are, what bugs you the most about your current setup.
Right, like are you always tripping over cables, back hurting from sitting, can't hear the details in your mixes?
Exactly. Nail down those pain points and tackle them one by one. Maybe a power strip tower sorts out your cable mess. Desk riser helps your back. Studio headphones if you need that clarity.
You know, speaking of headphones, it's easy to get caught up in chasing perfect sound, right? Monitors, treatment, headphones, it's a lot.
True. Good sound, essential. But it's not about doing everything at once. Start simple, monitors on stands, positioned right. Maybe a few acoustic panels, then some headphones you trust. It's a process.
And even pro studios are always evolving, right? It's a journey.
Totally. Always something new to learn, to try out.
Okay, last question. Out of these 12 upgrades, which one do you think is the most underrated, the one people might overlook?
Tough one. But I'd say the office stool. So many musicians, especially guitarists, are stuck on those studio chairs with armrests.
Yeah, you've said that before. Makes sense.
They don't realize how much better an office stool can be. For posture, for moving around, even for how you play.
I never thought of it that way. So final takeaway for our listeners on their studio upgrade journey.
Don't be afraid to experiment. What works for one person might not work for another. Try stuff out. See what feels good. And most importantly, have fun.
I love that. Your studio is your creative playground. Make it your own. Enjoy the process. Well, that's a wrap for today's deep dive. Thanks for joining us. Hope you got some ideas, some tips for making your home studio awesome.
Keep creating, everyone. And remember, sometimes the smallest changes can make the biggest difference in your music.